started to feel a bit of a change sweep through me a little bit. I think it's kind of what I was looking for when Yvonne and I were deciding about taking early retirement or trying to live a retired life. The exit of the UK, stepping away from a 9-to-5 job and a career and all of that other stuff, and leaving behind a house. Felt that there should be some kind of change in me, in us. And as we're now, I think we're 11 months, 10 months, 11 months. We left in September 2025. It's now July, getting into August, changing countries in September. So we're close to a year. That'll feel like a nice marker point. But I'm starting to feel now that change. It's been slow, but things had to happen to kind of realise the feeling. Things had to be taken off of my shoulders, our shoulders, the burden lifted. I want to talk about a few of them in this video. Just reflect back a little bit. So I think some of those changes, right, would be, I'm a few videos ahead here, making a few different bits of content. So you should have probably already seen that I've completed the British gas situation, which related to my dad's house. That's now concluded. It's over. It's taken me 2 years and 2 months to resolve a complaint with the energy company, billing my dad and then subsequently billing me for debt against the property that didn't exist. So that's all taken care of. It's like one of these things that was riding on my shoulders, having left the UK, pulling me back into the UK, just keeping in contact with me, keeping me pinned in a little bit. That's gone, so it's disappeared. And then came the relief of the health situation that I've talked about. So we've both been for full medicals, been given the all clear. That's after leaving the UK, me falling ill, diagnosed with kidney stones, surgery, sepsis, all that came with it. Then we go get a medical. It was weighing on Yvonne's mind as well, right? She's in her late 40s. She's 48. And for women that watch this, you kind of know the body changes that start happening. She's wrote about it in her own Substack, what she's felt like travelling, hot countries, a hot body, all the things she's felt about it. That played in her mind a little bit. So we go get checked out. We were both given a clean bill of health. I saw a regular viewer of mine saying, all right, that's you got a year. Made me chuckle. That's kind of how I thought about it, right? That's us got a year. Clean bill of health for a year and then we'll worry about it again down the line. But then that goes out of your mind, right? And that was another thing that was lingering with us. And then, you're travelling and adapting to a new lifestyle. There's all of the things that come with that. The planning, where do you go, visas, accommodation. And initially all that was, we were trying to manage it all. And now it's started to become a bit easier. We don't always get things right. Things come up. Experiences happen, but we generally try and just roll with it. I don't feel myself getting super annoyed about things, frustrated, sure, but generally we're just like, okay, so again we kind of learn from the experience of all of that. So that becomes a little bit less wearsome on the mind and the body. We've done these house sits, we're on one now. We've gone back to sit at a property we were just at recently. We looked after 2 little dogs for 5 weeks. We're back here just for a very short run of a few days. The owner of the house had said, would you like to come back? We said, yeah, we'd love to. We made the arrangements, so this was a short stay before we leave and go off to Europe. But from the house sit, the satisfaction, the enjoyment, the goodwill, all of the nice feelings that you get from looking after the animals has been so satisfying. We came back to look after these 2 wee dogs. They feel like slightly different characters from the first time we were here. Seem a bit more calmer, maybe just familiar with this. But Yvonne's face, right? Yvonne's face absolutely lights up. She spends time with these two wee dogs because they absolutely love Yvonne. I mean, Teddy, the boy, we got on super well. Lucy comes for pets and cuddles when she's not getting them from Yvonne. But the two of them generally follow Yvonne around the house. And let me put this here for a little minute. They generally follow Yvonne around the house. So she's got a great bond with them. So that's kind of given us something like... last night, it was the World Cup final, Spain and Argentina. It was 3 o'clock in the morning here. So I stayed up to watch it. Yvonne went to bed. So give you an indication of where the dogs are at. Both dogs sat in the living room with me for a little while. Then Lucy went to the bedroom, sleep at the bottom of the bed with Yvonne, and Teddy slept on the couch with me. He's watching the footy with me. Lucy's upstairs chilling with Yvonne. And, we just kind of got that bond with the two dogs. So you get this nice feeling of spending time with the animals. I think that starts to fill you up. I would have shared a video that we went out in Georgetown. We went to a restaurant there, Pizza Hannah, and the owners had a cat. And the cat came up to me and was climbed up on my lap and all that. And it's just this kind of, I think when you're oozing an energy, then it starts to be reflected back in animals and how they approach you. So I was kind of feeling that. Now we're on this sit. By the time you watch this, we've already left, right? We've moved on to the next destination. I'm a little ahead with my videos, making them. So there's the house sit and the enjoyment from it. Not something we want to do all the time, but just the reward of spending time with the animals. So there's those things are playing out, right? But then none of this is ever perfect, right? I'm actively sharing right now what's happening with the YouTube channel. YouTube has changed a lot. Things like there used to be a discovery metric that would push your videos out for 72 hours. YouTube has changed this now to 24 hours. So if your video doesn't hit in the first 24 hours, it's dead. It goes nowhere. A lot of creators are talking about this. I follow a channel called Think Media, which talks about podcasts and making videos and equipment and everything else. They put a video out talking about this, how subscribers don't matter now on your channel. Most subscribers don't even get shown your video even though they've subscribed to your channel. It's all about kind of click-through rates and watch time. So where am I going with all of this? Well, the earnings have absolutely tumbled off of YouTube, which has been a bit of a bummer because that extra income just helps alleviate some of the challenges. But again, that's why I built Patreon. And again, by the time you're watching this, I should have made a video that talked about 6 months of this year and the income. So when I set all of this up to leave, I wasn't relying on one thing. I wasn't like, I'm a YouTuber, I make money from YouTube. I'm mainly earning my money from savings and interest and stocks and writing options contracts, and that's worked exactly as planned. For this year, 6 months of this year, my options contracts and my stock portfolio management has been around, I think about 80% of my income, which has meant that I've been able to then just make the videos for the enjoyment. So why am I telling you all this? Simple point is, it's never perfect, right? So when you leave, if you choose to leave or you want to retire, I often see people talk about, well, I'm worried about this or I'm worried about that, and they'll have a list of reasons. And when we left, the list was still there for us. Yvonne's parents, keeping contact with family and friends, and money and things that I was still dealing with in the UK post my father passing. We had to pick a point in time and say, right, we're going to go and we'll deal with all of this. And as I've shared on this channel, my experiences of dealing with all of those things, it's probably quite dark here, but of dealing with all of those things, I've shared that journey along the way. So it's never been perfect, but I've managed them and dealt with it, and now things are starting to lift away, which is just making life feel different, exactly what we were looking for. Not perfect, not flawless, still with its challenges. I still think about money every day. I'm watching a stock portfolio, I'm managing options contracts regularly, but it's bringing in the income that I need to sustain the life, and then doing things like a house sit offsets a little bit from here or there. And now, I talked there about the channel. That's to be expected. YouTube changes all the time, and sometimes it will be in your favour and sometimes it won't be. But the fact that we were able to have a couple of different resources for money has really helped. And then there's just one major thing that's still sticking out in all of this, our long-running narrative on this channel, and that's been my insurance situation, having fallen ill, the insurance company denying my claim, and then eventually overturning part of that claim but denying another part of it. That's still ongoing. So here's where I'm at with it now. The arbitrator has now been selected. We've got, I think, a number of days until he starts reviewing the case, and then it will proceed from there. Now here's something funny in all of this, right? The case is for over £6,000 is what my claim is for. The insurance company had to register with the arbitration company. They hadn't done it before, even though they'd named them. They had to pay, I think it was about $1,400 for it. Then they had to file the case, which was like another $300. I paid about the same, $300 or $400. Now the arbitrator has been selected. That cost us $1,200, and then on top of it, his hourly rate, and so far it's been charged at 4 hours, came out at like $1,600. So they're at a total spend so far to fight this case with me of around $4,500 for a £6,500 claim, before we've even got to whether the 4 hours will be enough and if it gets extended. Don't know why, but there's geese. You can hear the rooster in the background. There's a little bit of a farm in here. You can see the geese, look, on the road. So we're at that stage already, but they chose to fight it, and I don't think it's because they just objected to my case. It's because they didn't want to set a precedent for other people, and this is the first ever case that they've taken to arbitration. How do I know that? Because the arbitrator had never heard of them until I brought my case. So that's the one thing that's kind of like hanging over me at this point, still in my mindset. But I just wanted to say, like, it's never perfect. You're never going to be stress-free. Even if you walked away with £2 million and a pension and everything else, you'd still be worrying about something else. Where am I going to stay? How do I buy property? How do I get a visa? Like, it's never flawless. It's never easy. You just deal with things. And what I've found in it's felt like days, weeks, it's just been this slow release of tensions, pressures, things from back home, health, slowly easing for right now. So I just wanted to drop that in a video. I've been trying to, I always try and cover different topics on this channel. The money, how I make money, what we spend money on, what life is like, doing house sits, talking head videos, day out videos, going and enjoying a restaurant and just having a bit of fun. Mix it up a little bit. It's really what the goal of the channel was all about, and I'm trying to kind of live that out, share some of these topics. But that's it for the video for today. Thanks so much for watching all of this. If you've been here for a while, or if you're new, tell me down below. I had a couple of messages from people for the last few days saying I've been watching since the beginning, and I know many people do, but sometimes I see names or emails from people that have never contacted me before, and I'm like, oh. So I genuinely really appreciate that. Or if you've just found this and it's maybe resonating with you, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day, everybody. Look after yourself. Look at the size of this house here. Look at it. It's absolutely massive. It's like a mansion. Look at it. Cars in the driveway. Big turret up there. Beautiful. Beautiful house. Right, see you later.